this is Evil Dead 2013 a remake? So I'd like to start this off by saying this is all in good fun and for the purpose of sparking friendly debate about a horror franchise all of us horror fanatics love. But I do want to talk about whether or not Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead 2013 is a remake, sequel, requel, reboot, soft reboot, or whichever term best fits for you. So I will be starting out talking about what first sparked my idea to make this video, and how I came to realize what a hot button topic this is for reasons I don't fully understand. Before we start, as some of you who've been watching my channel for a while now will know, that I've been a lifelong Evil Dead fan. I used to put on the original Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead as a kid and scare myself senseless. My parents would try their best to hide the movie from me, but I would always end up finding it just to torture myself again and again, and this would go on for years. So what I'm saying is that I'm making this claim as a lifelong Evil Dead fan who grew up in a family of Evil Dead fans. What originally sparked what was, unbeknownst to me, a very heated and hot button topic was the posing question, is Evil Dead 2013 a remake? I'll first start off by stating my opinion. Spoiler warning, I will be going into the specifics of the 2013 Evil Dead as well as the original Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. I do believe the 2013 Evil Dead is a remake. A remake is defined as such when it retells the same story as a previously existing film, potentially updated elements, but essentially retaining the core plot and characters from the original work. Now, given how it was promoted, the fact that there is a brother and a sister being Mia and David, like Ash and Cheryl in the original, then there are two couples being David and Natalie, which in the original would be Ash and Linda, and Eric and Olivia, which would be Scotty and Shelley in the original. It also follows the same story beats almost verbatim, from Eric, David's best friend, which Scotty was Ash's best friend in the original, being the one to find the Book of the Dead or the Necronomicon, which Scotty also did in the original. Even down to the order they die in is the same as the original, with the exception of David. It's also David's sister who's the first to be possessed by the Kandarian demon and turned into a Deadite, like Ash's sister Cheryl in the original. Now, with most of why I believe it to be a remake out of the way, we'll get into what started all of this. I'm a part of a very fun and engaging Facebook group called Horror Movie Addicts, so big shout out to them. First, I posted this poll you see on screen here, posing the question, which is the better remake of a horror classic? And the results ended up being Evil Dead 2013 winning with 531 votes, giving it a 56% of the votes. The runner-up was It 2017 with 234 votes, giving it a 25% of the votes. However, when I went down to the comments and I began seeing a lot of people not only saying that it's not a remake, but also harshly criticizing me for putting it on the list, even though it won the poll, despite apparently most of them don't believe it to be a remake. So I ran a second poll this time, in hopes of getting a definitive answer as to whether or not the majority of the members of this page thought it is a remake or not. I posted the second poll with the prompt, is Evil Dead 2013 a remake? And these were the results. 39 voted for yes, giving it a 31%, and 90 voted for no, giving it a 69%. Even though, as you can clearly see on screen here, I obviously made sure to state this post is not to cause any problems or arguments. Please keep your discussions civil and respectful. However, it appeared barely anybody read that part of the post. While you're looking at some of the screenshots of what they had to say, there was one person who brought up a post on Twitter from Fede Alvarez where he said this in response to a question similar to mine, which he responded saying this. It continues the first one. The coincidences on events between the first film and mine are not coincidences, but more like dark fate created by the evil book. Ash's car is still there rusting away. As if this is some kind of proof that Evil Dead 2013 is more of a sequel or soft reboot, but if you look closely at when this was tweeted, it was posted November 9th of 2018, 5 years after the release of his Evil Dead, almost an exact year before Evil Dead Rise was greenlit. Given precedence that there was some incentive to say this given they're planning on making more films. Also, directors often see their creations from their own perspectives, hence why a lot of filmmakers won't answer these types of questions. And saying that Ash's car is still sitting there rusting away isn't good evidence for this claim, as we all know that at the end of Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, both Ash and his car are sucked into a wormhole, so it wouldn't be there. Someone also posted this article that stated that Raimi and Campbell had been trying to make a remake and decided to move forward with making a continuation instead. Once again, this isn't good enough proof that it's not a remake. If anything, it sounds like they found a way to do both, making it a remake and a soft reboot. Even Google AI agrees with me on this, saying this. Yes, Evil Dead 2013 is considered a remake of the 1981 horror film The Evil Dead. It serves as a soft reboot, reintroducing the core concepts of the franchise, but with a new protagonist and a different narrative approach. While it maintains some connections to the original series, it also introduces new elements and a fresh perspective on the story. In my opinion, it's definitely not a sequel like some would like to claim it to be. I'd say if anything, it's a remake that they did in the form of a reboot, kind of putting itself in its own little category. However, it really doesn't matter to me all that much. That's why I was so surprised when I saw just how many people were up in arms over me putting Evil Dead 2013 in that first poll. In fact, I think one gentleman said it beautifully. From my understanding, it was originally implied to be a remake, but then later down the road, the director stated that he saw it as a sequel to the first movie, making a second timeline. I'm honestly fine with it either way, and I couldn't agree more. Regardless of how you want to label Evil Dead 2013, we are all fans of the franchise and share the same passion and love for it. I personally do see it as a remake, and if you don't agree, that's fine. This isn't something we all have to agree on because luckily it's art, and all art is subjective. I do believe that they made it with the intention of it being a remake, but after seeing its success, they were told or decided to start saying it's a continuation of the original The Evil Dead. But I'd like to know what all of you think about this. And please be civil and respectful, everyone. I know we all have a lot of passion and love for these movies, but at the end of the day, all we have are opinions. It's good, productive, and healthy to share opinions, guys. But I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, check out this other video of mine that YouTube thinks you'll like. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, click that bell to be notified on future videos, and leave your opinions down in the comment section below. Until next time, this is McKein Mull signing off.